Welcome back in, everybody. All Talk Radio with Mike and Billy. So glad you guys are with us.
You're wearing your wig well.
In the studio, Mr. Dave Schmano from Slick Sticks and also Jim DeLobby, PGA Professional, JimDeLobby.com. So we were talking a little bit about just about golf facts and golf fashion going way back, and then now we're going to move on to, I think we want to talk a little bit about Webb Simpson and his swing tempo, huh? Is that what we're thinking?
Well, I'm thinking it was a popular win, and a lot of, I was reading both things that, was it a popular win? And I think so, but what do you think, Jim? I think it was great for golf that he won.
I think he's got a great personality. I think it's great for golf. Comeback, he had a great comeback after they took the putter, like you said, Billy. They took the rule changed on the putter.
The anchoring
rule. No
rule.
more anchoring. And then Tim Clark came to the rescue and
because he was one of those that learned
pushed him
anchoring from the very get-go, right?
Yeah,
so
he
didn't putt any other way. Like some have gone to that because it helped them, but with a pendulum motion. But he learned it. That's how he learned it. So it was neat that he persevered. And I watched Bernhard Langer. I can't tell if he's anchoring or not. Still, have you?
No, it's a tough call.
Tough call. Really close.
That's why they're always challenging.
It's
he's touching it sometimes.
Close. It really.
He's
the shirt
skimming
can
it.
touch it. It's so close. But anyways, it was neat to see this guy, and especially his story, like you said. And I was pulling for him, and it was nice to see some people make some charges. Really happy for the new number one, Justin Thomas. He played great. Tiger played really well on the weekend.
That was awesome.
And I was rooting for him, and he really did play well. Tiger played good, and that was kind of neat to see. But you're right; he has a quick little tempo.
Even on his golf shots, he has the same tempo for all his shots.
And there was a few like Lenny Watkins and Nick Price. Tom Watson had a pretty quick. Arnie flailed.
And
Arnie, he was slow, fast, slow, fast.
And maybe Tom Watson's yips came from that.
Arnie,
Watson
Remember
was
his whips. Remember he started whipping it.
And Sned's putting is real quick. Sned's got a great tempo golf swing. But it's okay, but that's who he is. And we always said, what's the right tempo? It should match their personalities. Freddie Couples has got this slow, methodic, but that's who he is anyways. If you talk to him, he's laid back. And so so laid back people. So do you think, knowing me, if I have a quick swing or a slow swing, a little extroverted on the side over here? I don't know.
You got a good rhythm on your tempo. Oh man,
yeah,
flawless.
Yeah, I played wedges.
Flawless. The last couple times we played this year with your driving and your irons, it's just awesome.
Sometimes it gets too slow backwards. I feel sometimes I just kind of get out of. But that's But
I don't know. I think you got a great tempo, man.
Jim. You might have brought up some good things. What do you share? What you thought about his?
Well, I just think that that fast of a stroke. And speaking of Tom Watson being that fast, he did get the yips for a little while.
He's also one of the best putters that ever lived.
But in that little time period, he lost.
And one of the worst.
Do you remember that?
Arnie, same thing.
What did you think of that?
What's that?
That Tom lost his stroke in that little time period.
He did.
He could not find the hole. And that little speed stroke was doing it to him, I think. Maybe he would have anchored.
Well, I've got a theory.
Even though he didn't.
At about that time, the greens got really faster. They started firming it up and shaving them down from 8s and 9s to 11s and 12s on the stem. So when you have a fast motion on a very fast green, and on the opposite, Crenshaw, who had a very slow tempo, had a long putting stroke. So he struggled on really fast greens. He needed that big motion to roll the ball on the 8s and 9s. But you're right. If he's trying to slow down because of the speeds of the green, that can cause a yip. He needed to stay in his comfortable tempo. But I watched Tom just 2-3 years ago at Pebble Beach, and he made everything.
Yeah, he's different now. He's better.
Everything.
Yeah,
it was
back.
in 15. He was played right in front of Jack Averett's group.
That's right.
And he shot 60. He shot his age. He beat his age by 1. He was 66. He shot 65 or something like that.
It's incredible.
He made everything in front. It was awesome. So you're right. So he struggled through
just a little bit in that time period.
Are you the kind of teacher you tell somebody to slow down?
No, I like to find technique because there's so many neat techniques. There's the Matt Kuchar bracing it. I love that. I'll try that. Cross-handed, claw. Those are great yip-free strokes usually. One of those strokes is going to work for somebody that's yipping it because they, as they get older, they just like Tom Watson, they're more wristy. They're probably wristy all along. They just can't practice anymore, and they lose their feel. And I just experiment until I find the right technique. And I can find it pretty quick by experimenting with different techniques.
When Watson did his, what does he have? 5 masters or something like that? What does he have? 3 masters, I guess. 3 masters.
3, I
5
think it is.
opens.
Yes. Yeah.
Those are relatively at those times slower greens. Now Augusta's got really quick. They had to be slow because they were so slopey. Over in the British Opens, there's typically slower greens. He had a fast stroke. It worked perfect for him. But you get out to these golf courses that are 13s and 14s and stuff like that now.
Yeah.
So, and I would bet that's true with Sneds. And I bet that's true. I bet they putt really well on the slower Poa green. Like Pebble's never been fast greens. Watson's out there making everything.
That's true. That's
You
a
know?
good point. That's actually a
So-
very valid point. I was mentioning earlier, before a couple breaks ago, that I found out that our rep came up from TaylorMade a couple days ago to Paso Golf Club, and he showed me the new putter line. Well, they've actually put the Blast Motion app in one of the putters now, which we interviewed the Blast
Yeah.
Motion app people. So he actually had me putt with it. It was a putter that it's like a spider, so it's kind of bigger head, and it's got like the Coke can Super Stroke grip on it, which I'm not for. But the app's actually embedded in the top of the grip. And so he was telling me that Jason Day, all this year and going into the end of last year, all he did was work on his backstroke on his putting. So you mentioned before of the 270 putts made. That's all he worked on with that same Blast Motion app in the TaylorMade putter. And he showed me on his phone, this thing connects to your phone. It tells you the length of time of your backstroke and
So
also your
it's
finish.
it's a metronome.
It is, and it shows by handicap the timing of
really?
the backstroke to the finish. So when I started out with Eric, when he was doing this with me, and I just did it in the golf shop on the carpet. It was, it's hard carpet, but my backstroke was a little long, and then it got a little bit longer on the way through, and so he had it just automatically, you just look at the number and you make an adjustment, and bam.
Did you have AC/DC playing on in the background for that?
No,
No, huh?
surprisingly not.
You didn't go with AC/DC.
No, there was nothing. No music.
Little Barry Manilow.
But I
action?
got mine right into the 0 to 5 handicap range because they what
is
they
that?
do, they actually take the timing of the stroke, and they talk about the app actually takes the data and says, look, on average, the person who's a 0 to 5 handicapper, this is usually the timing of their putting.
So
shot.
it's
time
consistent
or
both ways.
Ratio?
It's time.
So it's consistent in
1.4 seconds.
both sides of the swing.
Yeah. So
I
actually,
mean, back finish,
the
back finish.
the
right?
back finish ratio is like a 4 to 1, 4 to 2, right in there, right in that ballpark. So I started out like my backstroke was actually up in like the 6s as far as timing,
You're
and
a hack.
then I cut it down to a 4,
Nice.
and all of a sudden it was really interesting because it also showed the stroke, whether it's an arc, whether it's a straight back,
really?
straight through.
So it
whether
shows you
it's
this
a cut
on the phone?
on the phone.
Because that's kind of cool because most people look at their backswings to see that and then it messes their heads. And
Exactly.
So you don't want to be watching your club go
Yeah,
back
now
and
you're
forth.
watching
Yeah.
everything.
Right. So you don't want to see it. So
Yeah.
if you're just making a stroke and then you get feedback off your phone, that's pretty cool.
Oh, it was amazing.
Because otherwise I'm looking how far am I going back, I'm looking at everything. So
And I've used the Ping app
Shadows.
before,
Shadows.
the Ping Fitting app. It has a very similar deal where you have a player putt like 5 putts, and then it says, putter face is 0.03 degrees open, putter face 0.03 closed, putter face is square, but it doesn't show the
That's
traveling
so
of
nuts.
the arc. So the thing that to me that's really interesting about it is, one, it's visual. 2, it confirms exactly what your stroke is doing on the backstroke through impact into the finish. So that if, like for us, if you're trying to fit somebody to a putter, and you're really going, okay, well that head type probably, and I see it a
Good or
lot.
bad.
This is not going to help you. Like this might be why you've come to us in the first place, is because you've got a putter that's really for a super strong arc putter, and you're a straight back, straight through putter, and you're trying to make it work. But it's cool that they've taken that and they've put it into a rhythm, and then they chart the whole thing out, and you can email it to yourself, you can email it to your students.
have
you can do
you
all this stuff.
you don't have that one yet in your plethora
I
of gadgets?
I see it more
It's
and more.
really
I do
cool,
want it.
man. And
I
so
want
we're getting a
I
demo.
want it. It just doesn't take
We're
much
getting a
room in the
demo.
cart, man. It doesn't take a
I'll
whole lot of room.
we're getting a demo, so I'll bring it down to Monarch. We'll have to all get together. It'd be really fun
wanna
to
do
see
it.
it.
Yeah.
It'd be really cool. But I didn't ask Eric. He just goes, hey, you won't believe what Jason Day's been working on with this thing for the last like 8 months. He's like, he literally, and he goes, I couldn't believe this because they're telling him at the sales meeting, like, Jason Day would not stop using this. He would not stop. He was trying to perfect his backstroke of his putting stroke because he was struggling so bad
He had
with
a
his
decent
putter.
week, did he not?
He couldn't figure out what the heck was going on, and it was just kind of like what I saw. I'm like, well, gosh, if you get that information that instantaneously, and you're a pro like Jason Day, you're like, oh, I can fix that.
He's got a pretty fast tempo
And
too,
he's become almost
He's-
a robot.
and he
Yes.
can hit it straight up in the
It's
air.
almost like there's no
Boy,
feel
he
in
hits
touch.
4-iron
It's
No.
just
straight up like
very
Nicklaus used to
mechanical,
do.
sets up and it's almost like he's got a checklist. that
Well,
he-
gosh,
Oh,
if you can
he
make
does.
270 whatever,
No, that was the guy that had 270 feet of putts. That
Duffner.
was Duffner.
oh, that was Duffner.
Duffner. He made.
But Day did the blast move.
Yeah.
Yes,
So he
Dave
was
did.
talking about. Everybody talked about his 3-putt in 18, which cost him almost $500,000 because of that 3-putt. But he said, what about the 270 feet of putts I made? During, put him in that position to make $500,000. He
Well,
made-
no one focuses on that.
Yeah, they don't. I mean, the
Why?
guy putted great all week long because it was on TV and they had a close-up picture of it.
Yeah.
And everything. And you wouldn't if he would have made it or not. Exact reaction's exactly the same. I'm really amazed at how he just keeps himself like just a snail. I mean, he's like almost. Just
That's a great.
You're like,
description,
come on,
actually.
dude. You're leaving a slime mark on the green.
And he wears a wig.
And he got slime coming off him on the back. I mean, he just moved slow.
That's-
He made
yeah.
a bomb, and he didn't even look up, didn't tilt the hat. He just get
Oh,
the
boy.
ball. Thank you.
Boy, I'm telling you what, if you're going to go out with a dinner reservation with him,
You got
you got to tell him it's way earlier.
You got to
than-
order. Yeah.
You can't say it's 11. You can't say,
Yeah.
hey, we're going
Yeah.
for dinner at 7 p.m.
You got to tell him 4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got to be. You're never going to have dinner together.
I think he's still signing his card right now. Is actually.
No.
I mean, come on, let's go.
He has the world's fastest razor, electric.
He
razor.
does.
He does. He does. He probably
For that reason.
does.
That's why, and he drives that world's fastest cart to get to the next hole. I'm here.
And he's
I'm coming, man.
I'm going-
Wait up. Dude, he's cash, man. He's a cash guy.
He really
I'm like
is.
the opposite, don't you think?
You're pretty casual on the golf course.
Yeah, but I don't move slow. I am cash on the golf.
You are casual on the
Yeah,
golf course.
I
You know,
just-
away from the golf.
I keep
That's
trying
what's
to
so
keep
interesting.
it light and humor.
Because away from the golf course, not so much.
not so much, man.
But on the course, it's like you
We're-
get in your little, you
we're
get
too
in your
many
little
hats.
bubble, man.
We're-
It's cool.
we're way
we
too many
We all
hats.
do. we all do.
Where's Harry?
I don't know. Maybe he'll show up in the last segment here.
It is his day today.
Is he out teaching right now?
He'll be playing
You,
lefty
I,
today.
I printed out jokes for you guys if you're up for it. I don't know if you're up for it.
Yeah. Why
or
don't we
not.
come back?
I
You want
haven't
to come
read
back
mine.
and do jokes? Let's come back and do jokes. How about that? Sound good?
Have you
for
read
last
yours?
one?
You like it?
I
Is it
haven't.
I haven't
funny?
read it.
I have not read mine on purpose.
All right.
She told me.
No, I thought you.
got in
I thought you were
trouble
going
for
after
reading it
this.
one time.
I wanted to test you on this. I
Oh,
thought you were
okay.
going after the trivia question.
Okay, so we're going to take our last break. We do want to remind you guys we have a couple contests going on. Visit golftalkradio.com for the Pass Rebels Inn and Pass Rebels Golf Club golf package contest. It's absolutely free. Type in the trivia winners form PASO and your information, and we'll enter you for free. Also, the Orange Whip golf.com contest. These will both be drawn on Saturday, June 9th. There's no purchase necessary to enter, so do that today. And when we come back, we'll announce the winners the last couple weeks of the PGA Tour Fantasy Golf, brought to you by McGowie Health Group at 805-461-8822. You're listening to Golf Talk Radio with Mike and Billy on the Golf Talk Radio Network.